Hi, welcome to Josie's How to Do a Tone Row Super Easy. Explained in a very comedic way, maybe. Probably not, but I'll try. So, the first thing we need to do before anything, of course, is we need a tone row. Because without the tone row, we can't really do a matrix. So I'm just going to randomly make up a tone row, and there are, if you want to practice with tone rows, anything like that, there are websites where they generate a tone row. Okay, so we need 12 pitches, so let's just do it the easy way. So we'll do C, good, you can see that, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C sharp, click, see that, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp is F, so F sharp, G sharp, I think we need A sharp and that's it, A sharp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect, we got our tone row. Okay, so this is our P0 because it's the prime 0. It is the OG. So the next thing we need to do is to do the inversion. Now, finding the tone row is hard in of itself with the music that we're studying. The second hardest thing to do with a tone row is freaking finding its inversion. And this tone row will be really easy to explain it. And kind of like what Ruby said, she showed it in a way that was almost too confusing though. So let's try to find the inversion without making this too complicated. So the first thing we got to do is look at the intervals of each set. So there's going to be like six little sets of 12 numbers, or 12 letters, if you will. So they're all like buddies. So these are going to be paired up just to find the steps easier. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look from C to D. Now, how many steps is it from C to D? So we got C, C sharp, D. So it's a major second up. So C to D is a major second, do, re. So we need to find a major second down from C because C to D is one up, and just like Ruby said, what goes up must come down. So a major second from C down is going to be B flat. Because as you know, C to B is just a half step, and so we need to add that extra step to make it a major second down. So the first part of our inversion is going to be B flat. So let me put a flat there because we don't want to confuse everybody. The next one, though, this is where I got confused, but I'm going to make this appear a lot easier. So this inversion is done. We don't need to worry about that. Now, D to E is the next inversion up. So from D to E, it's the exact same thing. It's a major second up. So we need to go a major second down. So instead of what I got confused about was I thought we were still looking at C, but that's not the case. So just like D to E, this C's done. So we're focusing on D. That means we're going to be focusing on B flat and not this inversion is done. So we need to focus on the next set, which is another inversion. So from D to E is a major second up. So we're gonna go from B flat, we're gonna go a major second down. So B flat to a major second down from B flat, I think is gonna be A flat. So yeah, B flat, A flat. That's a major second down. Yeah. So, but in this case, I wrote sharps. So we're going to actually want to say not B flat, but A sharp, because I hate myself. But it's still the same thing as B flat. So B flat is going to be A flat, B flat down, a major second is A flat. But if you think about it in sharps, which I hate, we're going to do A sharp to G sharp because it's a major second down. So this is going to be G sharp. So the next one for our inversion is E to F, and that's a half step up. So that's going to be the easy part, is we're just going to go a half step down. So, okay, so the next one we're going to do is just go to G, so because that's a half step down. Okay, and the next one's F to G, which is a half step up, so we're going to go a half step down, which is going to be G, F sharp, F. And that's going to be our major second down is F. So we got E to F, that was G, F to G is F, G to A, it's the same thing where you go down, except it's going to be E flat because F to E is a half step. So, yeah, because we're here. So we're going to go to E flat or D sharp. So the next one is D sharp. So, so if you're getting confused, I'm using sharps. I like flats more just because it makes sense in the inversion, but I wrote it this way, so whatever. So so this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done, this is done. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect, we're on track. The next one up is going to be A to B. Same thing, it's another half step. Or a whole step. Whole step up, so we're going to go a whole step down. So E flat, a whole step down from that is D flat. And in terms of sharps, that's going to be C sharp. So our next one is C sharp. A to B is done. So next is B to C sharp. B to C sharp is another major second up. This is going to be the easiest tone row in the world. So B to C sharp is a half step up. So if we're going to think C sharp, a whole step down from C sharp or D flat is going to be, so we're going to go C sharp or D flat, C, B. Yeah. So the next one, C sharp, the next half step is going to be B. Just because that's stepwise, that's what it is. So this is going to be B. Next is C sharp to D sharp. It's another whole step. B down a whole step is A. Also, another way to look at this, that this is only going to apply to this tone row. It will not be like this for other ones unless it's exactly this row, because I'm making this really easy, and this is like the easiest. I don't even think this is a tone row, but it is a tone row, so it's an easy tone row. So if we look at this, it's almost exactly like the retrograde, because if you look, if you had a C here, it'd be A sharp, G sharp. So there is some couple things because the half steps are off, but it's almost identical to the R with just the half steps flipping off. But I'm not gonna. That was just a tangent. So let's continue on to the next one. So let's see. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Perfect. So the next one is going to be D sharp to F. So D sharp to F, we're going to go, so D sharp to F sharp is going to be D sharp, E, F, F sharp. Let me just take a quick look here. It's a minor third. It's going to be a minor third. So a minor third. So from D sharp to F is a minor third. So we want to go a minor third down from A. So if we make, this is kind of the easiest way I think of it, is if we make a minor chord, but A on top, that should work. Or let's see. Cool. All right. So yeah, it was the same thing as like you make a minor chord or a major chord. Pardon me, because major, minor. That's right, major, minor chord. Yeah. So make a major chord, but the butt end is going to be a minor third, and that's what you're going to get. So in this case, if we look at the piano, which I don't have set up, but bear with me, there's a piano next to me. You have A, G sharp, F, F sharp, and that's a minor third. So the next one is going to be F sharp. Yeah, another thing is you can always use, not of course in a classroom setting, but you can always, if you're having trouble figuring out tone rows, pianos are great because they can you have a visual of what the inversions look like and what they sound like, which is great. All right, so we got the D to F. F to G sharp, of course, is major second. So F sharp down a major second is going to be E because F to E is a half step, and that's not good. So our finally, and as you can see from the time, it's been like 11 minutes trying to get this goddamn, but the inversion is going to be your hardest thing first. The rest, when I show you this next step, is going to be a freaking cakewalk. So G sharp to A sharp. Let's count what we have so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. We have one more left, and then our inversion is done, and then I will show you how to get to the cakewalk part. So the next step is G sharp to A, which of course is just a half step down. And the last note, as we see on this side, is D, because as the ladies say, they want the D. And I think men too. I mean, we all want the D, to be honest. So G sharp to A sharp's half step, or a whole step up. We're gonna go whole step down, E, whole step up is D. And now we have our I0. Woo to the who. Okay, so this is the part that's going to make your life a whole lot easier. The first thing we need to do, though, is let's get all our P's lined up so we can get everything. And let's get our P's and our I's labeled, and then that way we can just go down the list and it'll be easier in the end. So to label our P's is we're just going to go a half step up each time for each note, and that's going to be your P. So C, raise it up, C sharp, this is going to be our P1. And so on and so forth. So C sharp up 1 is D, P2 is D, D sharp, where's D sharp? There's D sharp, P3, E's P4, and I think you get the picture, P5, P6, P7, P8, P9, P10, and finally P11. As you may or may not remember from Theory 4, there is no P12 because P0 technically is both P0 and P12. Because it's it just repeats, but we're just labeling our main thing. So the same thing goes with I. You're just going to go a half step up each time. So C, half step up from that is C sharp. So that's going to be our I1. And it's the exact same thing. So D is I2, D sharp is I3, E is I4, F is I5. F sharp is I6. Pardon me, I am not a math person. I'm a music person, but does that technically make me a math person? Probably. I7 is G. Let's see, G sharp, so that's going to be I8. Then A is I9. A sharp is I10. And then finally B as our I11. So now that we got these labeled, great. So the next thing we're gonna do is, there's two ways to do it, but I'm just gonna show you the more simpler way for me. It could be the other way around for you, but I'm not gonna confuse you anymore by adding to that. So basically what we're gonna do to make this tone row go from an hour-long tone row to like 2 minutes, what we're gonna do is something really simple, and it's just called applying, what I call, and what the person who taught me this was, applying the half step. Or as Josh Groban says, you raise me up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take P0 and we are gonna raise everything by a half step. And now this sounds confusing at first, but hear me out. So let's take it one at a time. So P0, if you raise C by a half step, that's going to be C sharp, just as we labeled as P1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the second letter of P0 and raise it up by a half step. So from C is going to be C sharp, D is going to be D sharp. So we go to P1 where the C sharp is and go down the list, make sure it's even because I'm cheap and I don't have tone row paper. And we're going to make that D sharp, as you see. The next one is E. A half step up from E is going to be F, because there's no such thing. Though there's technically an E sharp, but no one writes that because it just confuses people. So the next one is F, because E raised a half step is F. F, same thing. So F raised a half step is going to be F sharp. And am I getting this? Let me space this out a little bit better. So F sharp. G is going to be G sharp. Let's try not get into P's area. F sharp. Perfect. And I can't space this all. I'm not an artist or whatever, so I can't space this out very well, but I do my best. Excuse me. Okay, so yeah, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, because that's raised a half step. B is going to turn into C because B up a half step is C. C sharp is going to be D. I don't want to confuse G sharp, A sharp, C. C sharp is going to be D. D sharp is going to be E. F sharp is going to be G. G sharp is going to be A. And A sharp is going to be B. And if you look... Yep, we don't have repeats of anything. So this is a completed tone row. So that was E, and this was B. Yeah, so we got P1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take this row and raise it up by a half step. So the next one we have is D, P2, which is all the way at the butt bottom here. So C sharp raised a half step is D. D sharp raised a half step is E. F raised a half step, F sharp. F sharp gonna be G. G sharp gonna be A sharp gonna be B. C is gonna be C sharp. D is gonna be D sharp. E is gonna be F because of that half step thing. G is gonna be G sharp. A is gonna be A sharp. And B is gonna be C because of the half step thing. So now we got our second row. And what you're gonna do for the rest of this tone row is you're gonna complete it just by going a half step up. So I'm gonna continue working on this half step just so it keeps getting, keep it getting in order, you know what I mean? So the next one, we're gonna raise D to D sharp, which is P3, which is above P1. So E, so we're gonna look at the bottom one, not this row or this row, just the bottom one, the next row up. E is going to be F. F sharp is going to be G. G is going to be G sharp. A is going to be A sharp. B is going to be C. C sharp is going to be D. D sharp is going to be E. F is going to be F sharp. G sharp is going to be A. A sharp is going to be B. And C is going to be C sharp. Then raise it up again by a half step. So D sharp to E. D sharp up a half step is E, which is P4. F up a half step is F sharp. G is G sharp, G sharp is A sharp is B, C is C sharp, D is D sharp. If you're getting confused, what I'm doing is I'm taking the third row and then upping it a half step. So that isn't too confusing. So we're just going to keep repeating this process over and over. So E is going to be F, F sharp is going to be G, A is going to be A sharp, B is going to be C, and C sharp is going to be D. So that's that row. Now let's continue on to F. So E raised a half step is F, F sharp is going to be G, G sharp is going to be A is going to be A sharp, B is going to be C, C sharp's going to be D, D sharp's going to be E, F to F sharp, G to G sharp, A sharp to B, C to C sharp, and D to D sharp. And then we take this one and raise it up again. So F, up a half step, F sharp, P6. G is going to be G sharp, A is going to be A sharp is going to be B, C is going to be C sharp, D is going to be D sharp, E is going to be F, F sharp is going to be G, G sharp is going, perfect, okay, I thought I tripped myself up, we're fine. G sharp is going to be A, B is going to be C, C sharp to D, and D sharp to E. Take this row, bump it up a half step. So F sharp up a half step is going to be G, P7. So the next one is G sharp. So G sharp is going to be A sharp is going to be B is going to be C sharp is going to be D sharp is going to be E, F is going to be F sharp, G is going to be G sharp, A is going to be A sharp, C is going to be C sharp, D is going to be D sharp, and E is going to be F, because them's the rules. Take this row and guess again. Bump that sucker up a half step. So, and the lucky thing about this one is it's literally like right here. So we just take this whole row right here and bump it up a half step on this row. So G to G sharp is G sharp. A is going to be A sharp. B is going to be C. C is going to be C sharp. D is going to be D sharp. E is going to be F. F sharp is going to be G. G sharp is going to be A. A sharp is going to be B. C sharp is going to be D. D sharp is going to be E. F is going to be F sharp. Okay, and we got 3 more rows, so bear with me for the next like 2 more minutes. And we're going to take this row, P8, that we just did, and we're going to do this 3 more times, and then we should have our completed tone row by then. So G sharp, bump it up a half step is going to be A. So we're going to take this row and go down to P9. So G sharp to G sharp up a half step is A. A sharp is going to be B. C is going to be C sharp. I think that's a G sharp, yeah. G sharp is going to be A. D sharp is going to be E, F to F sharp, G to G sharp. I hope you can see, yeah, that's perfect, okay. A to A sharp, B to C, D to D sharp, E to F, and F sharp to G. Okay, we got 2 more, and then we should have a completed tone row with no flaws, unless I am a fool and I messed up somewhere, but I don't think I did. So we're going to take this row, the A row on P9, and guess what? We're going to bump it up a half step. So P9, A raised up a half step is A sharp, B is going to be C, C sharp is going to be D, A is going to be A sharp, E is going to be F because dem's the rules, F sharp is going to be G, G sharp is going to be A sharp is going to be B, C is going to be C sharp, D sharp is going to be E, F is going to be F sharp, and G is going to be G sharp. Okay, so we got 1 more row, and we're going to take this A sharp row on P10 and finalize it by bumping it up 1 more half step for B. So A sharp up a half step is B, C is going to be C sharp, D is going to be D sharp, A sharp is going to be B, F is going to be F sharp, G is going to be G sharp. There we are. A is going to be A sharp, B is going to be C, C sharp is going to be D, E is going to F, F sharp is going to be G, and G sharp is going to be A. And this should be our completed tone row. The best way to figure out if a tone row is completed and doesn't have anything messed up with it, which I'm pretty sure this doesn't have anything messed up to it, what you want to look for is there should be an entire line going down diagonally across the tone row, and it should be the exact same letter that starts P0 and I0. And that should tell you everything is matched. I wouldn't rely on anything else in here because these might match up a little bit, but because of the half steps in both C and or B and C and E and F, it'll throw off a little bit of the patterns in the guts. So the main thing you want to do is just check this, and if you're going up a half step from P0 on each time and you're double checking each time you do it, you shouldn't have a problem completing a tone row. The main thing you want to focus on is getting the tone row itself, getting the inversion, and then when you label the P's and the I's, then take like either I0 or P0, whatever you feel works best for you, and then just bump it up by a half step, either vertically or horizontally, depending on what row you want to do. I find just going P0 horizontally down is way easier than the I's, because I tripped myself up the other day. All right, so before I finish the video, let's label our R's, our retrogrades, and our retrograde inversions. Thank goodness this is the easy part, because honestly, you just take P0 and then the retrograde is just going to be on the other side. So P1 right here, it's going to be R1. I'm not going to be RI. So it's going to be R1. P2 is going to be R2. P3 is right on top of P1, so that's R3. Then R4. Then R5, then R6, then R7, then R8, then R9, then R10, then R11. And the same thing is for the I's. So for the RI's. So I0 is going to be RI0. Yep, you can still see that swag. Okay, so RI0. I1, which is this row, is going to be RI1. I2, RI2. I3, RI3. RI4. RI5, yada yada, so on and so forth. RI6, RI7, RI8, RI9, RI10, and RI11. And there you go. This is a completed tone row. And like I said, so let me write the steps. So first step, find the row in the, not dollar sign, in the money. That's what you earn when you play this stuff, not really. So find the row in the music, not the money, in the music. And it can be hard depending on what atonal piece you're doing, but as soon as you find it, write the sucker down horizontally. Second, invert the P-O, and I'll just write on the side, tip, piano helps. Piano helps as a visual. And then the third step is raise P-O or I-O up a half step. Half step per number raise. That should be a better way to describe that. So per number raise. So if P0 turns into P1, bump that sucker up a half step. All right, so this is basically just for the letters. There are other places, music schools and other places, if you learn tone rows, where you use numbers. The numbers are great for kind of like getting the tone row down. It's like way easier than the letters, but the letters help you visually see on the paper when you're looking at the sheet music. So yeah, that is the T. That is Josie's how to do a tone row. I thought it'd be like 5 minutes, but it turned out to be like 31 minutes. But I digress. I hope this helped. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'd be more than happy to help you out. Peace.